Hey guys, it's Krishantiw with Krishantiw.com, bringing to you the world of psychic development and personal and spiritual growth. And what I thought would be fun to talk about today is an interesting experiment that might help you in your evolutionary process and help you with releasing blocks and growing and hopefully manifesting more of the things you'd like in your life too. And basically, the gist of it is finding a way to see where your limiting beliefs and thought patterns and emotions and fears are holding you back. And it's not just what I said before, like beliefs, thought patterns, emotions, fears. It's also like the way you look at the world and the way you react and respond to things and what you expect. And then, of course, as you know, what you're expecting is what gets mirrored back to you. So shifting all of that. And the reason why I thought about it is a lot of us, let's just say it, basically all of us could improve in some way or another. But who really wants to hear that you're doing something wrong? Like, even if it's from a loved one or someone you really trust, it's like, hey, you're really being super negative, or you're acting a little lazy, or, your thoughts about that are all wrong. Like, nobody really wants to hear that. Or if people are open to that, I think they're very few. Even constructive criticism is still criticism. And I have to apologize because the light's changing and it started out really nice and bright and then it got all dark. But if I monkey with it, then it'll be weird, and then you'll see me monkeying with it in the video. But anyway, I digress. So the experiment, which will also help connect you with your intuition and your guides and the universe, is to ask for signs or messages to show you when you're veering off into the wrong direction. And you just have to make that statement or let it be known, like, I would like to see where maybe my beliefs about something are not correct, or I would like to see where the way I think about things could be adjusted. I'd like to see where I can shine my light and improve. And once you set that up and you ask for the genuine guidance, the guidance that you get from guides and from the universe at large, let's put it like that, the constructive criticism that you get is oftentimes very humorous. So you don't have to be like, when you hear like, you're doing that wrong, or it's really bad of you to be, anything like that. It's just a downer. But when you hand it over to the guides and stuff, it's just more fun and light. And so, for instance, let's say you're in a pattern of jumping to conclusions and judging people without actually knowing the whole truth. So maybe you don't know that, and you're like, today I just want to know if there's things that I'm doing that I could shift and change. And then you have a conversation with somebody and you mention something gossipy or whatever, and then they say, well, actually that person isn't quite what you think. I was reading about them and they seem like, they've been through a lot, and you know what I mean? And pay attention to those little dialogues and things that come up, because right there is like a little lesson. In fact, strangers off of the street will say things to you. That's how guides often deliver messages too. It's like someone will say, I remember someone said once, I was wearing this outfit, it happened to be all brown. It was cool, like I thought, chocolatey browns, and he was just a stranger out of nowhere, and he's like, you're in all brown. And I'm like, well, okay, it's funny, but and I thought that was humorous too, just like, maybe I should add more color and more vibrancy to my clothes and also my life. So it'll come in like little ways like that, or you'll just get nice soft lessons delivered, or you'll see a story in the newspaper or the whatever you're reading online, a news about this or that or the other. Those messages will come and will help you to course correct in a very gentle and safe way. And this course correcting is really important, because if you're locked in a mindset or emotion set that's holding you back and you don't see it, you will continue to be held back and not progress and not match up vibrationally with the kinds of things and experiences you want to have in your life. In addition to that, something that I'm being led to focus on more too is how powerfully our beliefs can alter and affect our reality, including how we relate to other people, including the relationships that we bring in. And then if those beliefs are really ingrained and they're really painful and they are kind of like locked into you at an early age, they can settle in and create pain in the body. And that pain comes in the form of illness, and then it progresses into disease. And so you don't want any of that, but you probably don't want people telling you where you're all wrong all the time. And if you're watching this, you probably want to know how to increase your intuition and be in touch with your guides. And so here's a great way to do it all. And like I said before, it's fun. I've really very rarely had an experience where my guides have been, well, they've never been mean, and they're very straightforward. There's not an emotional charge to it. Like a guide saying, you're thinking about this all wrong, you're going about it the wrong way, is very different from a parent saying, like, you're doing this wrong, you're going about it the wrong way. And it you don't bristle, you know what I mean? Because it's like otherworldly guidance, and it often comes in this manner that is much more elevated than a human tone, if you get what I'm saying. So try that out and let me know how it goes in the comments below, and let me know what you think about that too. It's very tricky and interesting, because I noticed even in readings where people are like, tell me everything, like tell me what I'm doing wrong and all that. I have a filter up. Personally, not everyone will be like that, but I do have a filter where I don't want to deliver something that will bring someone down. And even if they say I can handle it, a lot of times they can't. And so my readings are more like, let's lift you up from where you are and very gently make these suggestions. But I'm not going to go tell you like you're doing this wrong, you act like this in these situations, and that's bad, and you're thinking wrong, and in those ways that are a little like kind of pushy, so to speak. So that about sums this whole idea up. Again, comments below. I have a lot of meditations and workshops at Krishantiw.com. I'm sorry about the light. It just got really dark too, but I had all my makeup on and I got all ready, and it's like, ugh, I might as well just do it anyway. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.